name is Benjamin Waldon.
And I'm Tim Simpson.
And you are watching the Gamer Talks, and this week we will be covering more StarCraft. Just wanted to make sure that we had a talk show on it, and not just me talking to you alone. So,
sorry I couldn't be here last week.
Yeah.
The dentist called.
You bitch.
What can I do?
So, multiplayer, let's start on that first. I know we had talked a bit about that before the show started here.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
You love it.
That's where my primary focus has been. I think part of the reason I did that is I just wanted to get a full idea right away of kind of what the new units were going to be and see how battle was going to work between all the different factions. And with multiplayer, you can jump into any of the three factions and just start building all of their units. So I thought that was cool, just kind of get a feel for how gameplay was going to work in this. So it's a huge improvement over the first one, though. There is some really awesome stuff.
Yeah,
in
I found it kind of interesting that you couldn't choose all of the units that you couldn't campaign, though. You don't have the Reavers options to those, or
there is quite a bit of difference. I mean, quite a bit of handicap there, but
I think they did that for balance issues? Maybe?
Well, I think part of it also was, in the end here, this is the first of 3 of these games that are going to come out, and Blizzard, I think, strategically is leaving themselves some room to grow. And particularly in multiplayer, if they threw everything into multiplayer right now and didn't have anything else to add for these other 2 titles, people aren't going to want to shell out any money to get those when they come out. But if they can say, hey, we finally are adding in these new units and slowly kind of progress multiplayer into this much bigger thing as they put those new ones out, I think that's kind of what they have in mind. At least
I was thinking maybe
that
there was some balance issues with having the Reavers in there, especially that they can hop and that sort of thing. I was thinking maybe it caused some problems in the beta. I'm not exactly sure because I haven't read anywhere that they were having balance issues before, but it seemed like that could very well be an issue. That there could have been some balance issues with some, and which means that there might be units on the Protoss and the Zerg that we haven't seen that will be in the campaign with them as well.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
I'm not sure, but you did enjoy it. I mean, I really enjoyed the replay. The replay option.
Yeah,
and
there
you can
is
see
some amazing
every
things.
unit that your competitor and that you have built from Unit 1.
If you if you look at StarCraft 1, that game blew up and is one of the biggest multiplayer games that there is, particularly for RTS games. And if you look at the people that played that game, there was definitely a skill leap there for a lot of people. You would have just kind of your average player, and then you would have these people that spent the last 10 years playing that game, getting as good as they possibly could. What this one allows you to do now is you can go through and see very easily, without any extra programs or anything, exactly what your opponents did during that multiplayer game. So you can adopt new strategies from them, you can find out what works, and over time that's just going to make the skill of everybody go up, because that just kind of leads to more creativity, I think, for people. When everybody's getting better and gets the basics of the game down rock solid, then they can really start looking at some more creative ways to do things.
Which I definitely agree with. I know that some of the people on set here, as well as myself, after we get done with the game, check out what they had used against us, and in fact, which units they even started building first, and tried to mimic that on the next game. End up winning a few games, and then you lose again and find out what's going on. So trial and error really works in this game, and I think that's what they're trying to perpetuate in that. Then they have a league system.
That's interesting
in this game as well.
Yeah,
that will place you with the matchmaking. Just like I said in the review, is just so wonderfully polished, so well done. I know that last week we had talked about some problems that they were having. They were going to go ahead and patch up with, but so well polished. I think it was so easy. It still is so easy to hop in a game. You get a game so quick.
Like we talked about before, even other times in the past on other shows about other things, that is one of Blizzard's defining attributes, if not their, major defining attribute, is that they go through and they will have the balls to take, extra 6 months to put a game out, even if that's going to potentially cost some money to them. They will take that loss to put out a better game, because they want to have that polish there. They want to make sure that everything works as smoothly and, you know, just put out the best product that they possibly can. And I don't think that's ever been so apparent in any game that they put out as it is in this one.
Well, especially when you have StarCraft 1, which is still one of the top selling, I think top 10 or even top 5 selling games.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
for
I mean,
PC,
we still it isn't the top selling though, and the StarCraft 2 wasn't the top. We reviewed that a few days ago.
Yeah, but it's definitely way up there, and
the reason
it
why
is an
RTS
RTS
because it's not cross-platform.
Exactly, and it's an RTS. It's just for the PC, and I think that's a good idea to keep it on the PC.
You don't think they're going to try to cross-platform that at all?
No,
I know they tried with the first one, and it was a failure.
Let me tell you what. Anybody that thinks they should be cross-platforming RTS games, play Halo Wars, and you will change your mind about that. Because RTSs are not meant to be on the consoles. The console is just not meant for that type of game.
Well, I mean, it's like playing an RTS with the laptop pad. So
exactly.
So yeah, I don't know about all that. So I mean, I think for the most part, we definitely enjoyed multiplayer.
Yep.
I mean, I know that I have some balance issues, but apparently you and the staff think it's just learning. So I might just need to try it out a little more.
This is a game that demands time, and if you are going to get good at this game, then you're going to have to put some time into it. But that's the thing. You will really start to see rewards from how much time you put into this. You will get better, and they made it very attainable to, you know, learn these skills to get better. And, you know, the more times that you're on multiplayer learning what other people beat you with, naturally you're just going to adopt more strategies.
The disagreement wasn't in necessarily having to acquire skill. The disagreement was having to acquire more skill to play the Zerg rather than the Protoss. You know, I was talking with some guy at the release party about it, and he's like, well, it's going to take more clicks per second as the Zerg, and I'm thinking, you know, I don't know if I'm thinking, yeah, well, I mean, I'm not sure if this kid was, you know, autistic or something, but who knows. But, you know,
let's break it down
at this point in time.
That's awesome.
You know, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, well, I don't know if that's exactly how I'd imagine the RTS that I would want.
Yeah, and I don't think that's really what Blizzard had in mind either. That's one of the biggest things I think that they did with polish in this game, and with balance is they purposely went through and made units that are weak against things and are strong against things. And if you learn what's strong against something, you learn how to use it right, you will win. You don't need to be clicking hella times to do that. You just need to know what to use. And I think it was more
going for like unit production, but
yeah, okay, you're gonna build a billion little Zerglings. I mean, come on.
No, because I wouldn't win you the game.
I'm
telling you right now.
Online, it's not winning games.
Didn't win it for me, so I want to say that right now. So multiplayer was still fun either way, even if I have that disagreement with it. And I know there's some out there, and obviously on the forums we're already having balance arguments and things like that, and we probably will, and there'll probably be.
You can't please everyone.
You know, exactly. That's how it goes. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm still going to be playing it online, and you're still playing it. I'm sure we're going to go in for a game later tonight. So, I mean, but the single player, as I was saying.